95, 96. I think it was your second year pro. I'm looking, or maybe third, but you played 20 games, right? That was the year Patrick Waugh got traded. Like, were you up when that happened? Were you in Fredericton? Like, what are your memories of that? And
I got sent down right before that.
Okay. So I guess you weren't there when it went down, but the interesting part of it was how he walked on the bench and he said to the owner, "That was the last game I'll ever play." How weird was it when there was no glass behind the bench then, like playing with the owner sitting there, just like could listen to every word the coach said? Yeah. Like, did the players kind of feel weird about that, or was it just normal then?
Well, that's the thing. The biggest of bigwigs all sat right behind the who's who of Montreal. And that was the old Forum back then, right? That was like, I mean, there's ghosts and goblins in that building there. That's it was pretty impressive. But, you know, thinking back to that, you know, with my short stint that I had with Patrick Waugh, he was a scary guy to be around. My first year when I got called up, in my very first game, I was in St. John's, Newfoundland, playing in a playoff game. Got the call, went down. Pauline Bordelot was our coach. He's like, Ribs, you got called up. I'm like, great. So I get that they're like, we can't get you a plane ticket, so you're going to sit in the cockpit. So I sat in the cockpit between the two pilots, talked the whole way. They pick me up at the airport. They take me to the rink. I walk in and the entire team is all dressed in their skates up to their pants. Like they're ready to go out for warm up. And I'm going around and sweating all over myself. Anyway, I play that first game. The second game, I show up to the rink. I'm there by myself. And Patrick Waugh had his glove, his blocker, and his helmet laid in front of his stall. So I'm looking around, no one's in the room. So I take the glove and I block her and I'm like, got it on. I'm doing seeing how heavy it is. And I'm squeezing. I'm like, oh my God, this is absolutely insane. 2 seconds later, he goes, hey, you like what you see? You like that? They feel good? I'm like, oh, sorry. He's like, no, try it. Keep, do what you got to do. And I'm like, oh, this is great. And so eventually I give them back and he puts them back down and he looks at me, goes, don't ever fucking touch my stuff again. I've never said a word to him. I've never talked to him. Even though I played the game the day before,
back in the cockpit,
not
time
once
to go back down.
I've never been more ill being at a rink in my entire life. Cause I was like, I'm done. I touched the God stuff and I shouldn't be touching this stuff, but